Welcome to the Workforce Workshop Podcast, where we teach you how to locate, attract, hire, train, and retain your ideal workforce to grow your business. With years of research, professional experience, and guest interviews, we're empowering business leaders with the information they need to know to build their business. Enjoy today's episode.
In this episode today, we will help you identify 11 keywords used in the workforce space today, which can be helpful to you in your search process. The first term is the job description. A job description, popularly known as a JD. It is a written document that describes the roles and responsibilities of a particular position open within an organization. They are commonly used as a reference to know what to evaluate in an employee's performance when completing their appraisal or other evaluations. A JD can be found in various formats, which include the title of the job position, minimum requirements to qualify for the said position, example, years of experience and the minimum certifications, a brief summary of the description, job duties, and the restrictions in the performance, if any. The next important term is the resume. It's a commonly used term by people looking for a job and those who are recruiting more talent in their organization. It is often used interchangeably with CV, curriculum vitae. It is carried to every job interview and submitted to all job applications and submitted for an online application as well. This document lists your work experience, education, skills, and other achievements in your educational, life, and professional career. It is required to be submitted to an employer so as to weigh you and decide whether you are suitable for the role and if you should be invited for an interview. The third important term in this workbook is talent. It is a commonly used term in the business language recently. In fact, specific job titles like Chief Talent Officer, VP of Talent Acquisition, etc. have been noticed. So if this term holds such importance in the corporate world, so what does it mean? Well, quite frankly, there is no one definition that is widely accepted, as there are multiple opinions about the word talent. Some argue that talent is all genetic, and others say that it is learned over a period of time. But most people would agree with me when I say that talent is a little bit of both. Nevertheless, if we were to define talent, it can be identified as a special ability that potentially leads an individual to succeed in their professional life. Generally, the recruiters and HR professionals use various techniques and recruiting methods to discover and create talent pool for the organization they are associated with. The next term to be discussed is the contingent workforce. A lot of people confuse the contingent workforce of an organization to be their own employees, but that is not the case. Thus, let us talk about what the contingent workforce exactly means. It is basically a labor pool hired by an organization according to the needs and requirements at a certain time. This type of workforce consists of independent contractors, freelancers, and consultants. They are not on the payroll of the company as they are not full-time employees. They are hired and paid by a third-party staffing company. In comparison to full-time employees, they receive fewer benefits and most likely higher pay, and they do not fall under the company employment liability. They are an invaluable element to the company workforce strategy, and they are more flexible and agile. Moving on to the next term on our list is staffing planning. The process of staffing planning is a strategic one. It involves the company's HR to assess and identify the personnel needs of the organization. This means it will help you in understanding the number and the type of employees you require to meet the goals of an organization. This includes hiring full-time employees and having contingent workforce and other forms of workforce as well. Now that we understand the need to plan your workforce, we must talk about some mechanisms and ways to recruit faster with higher efficiency. The first one is applicant tracking system, also known as ATS or RMS. ATS is a piece of software that helps you manage the entire hiring and recruiting process by speeding up the process of candidate management. It also reduces the time required to fill in forms significantly. ATS keeps track of every step in the recruiting department from start to finish, from posting the job online to making a job offer to the relevant candidates. The next important system is the freelance management system. In popular terms, it is known as FMS. This platform manages all of the operational, legal, and financial components of working with freelancers to help companies reduce paperwork and boost productivity. It streamlines and simplifies every process, from finding the right talent to ensuring compliance, so you can dive into the work fast and produce better outcomes. Without one, managing a growing number of contingent workforce like temporary workers, freelance, and contract to hires can be very hard. The pain of mismanagement of the freelance workforce is real, but it does not to be that way, as the solution is within reach. The next important term is statement of work. A statement of work is being used in your organization currently. In one form or the other, you must take a step back and observe the bigger picture more holistically, so you can accomplish the set goals of better quality, risk mitigation, cost saving, and higher efficiency of the employees. Now we shall move on to the next one, which is Managed Service Provider, MSP. A managed service provider is popularly known as an MSP. It is an organization that delivers services such as network security, infrastructure, and regular support, and active administration on customer premises in their direct or indirect data center. To add one more thing to this definition, this process is carried out to improve the operations of the associated firm. The services under this umbrella are either used infrequently or costly to train the current employees or hire new ones. Another important addition to the list is Recruitment Process Outsourcing, RPO. An RPO is a type of business process outsourcing, BPO, in which the employer transfers the partial or the entire recruitment process of an external service provider. The service provider can provide services by assuming the company's staff, technology, methodology, or reporting. One of the most important tools used by various staffing agencies is the vendor management system. It is popularly known as VMS. It's an internet-enabled, often web-based application that acts as a mechanism for business to manage and produce staffing services, temporary, in some cases permanent as well, or as an outside contract or contingent labor. Typical features of a VMS application include order distribution, ATS function, consolidated billing, and significant enhancement in reporting capability that outperforms manual systems and processes. This is all for today. In the next session, we will be discussing finding the answer to a simple question, how to find a job. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
Thanks for listening to the Workforce Workshop podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Links to everything discussed will be in the description. To contact us, click the link in the show notes and you could submit your questions or share your story. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.